In 1994, my father was the first Silicon Valley venture capitalist in India. He believed in the spirit of this incredible country. 30 years later, my sister Polly and I are on a mission to find India's next unicorn. I'm Tim Draper. I've invested in game-changing companies. Now, we're crisscrossing this entire subcontinent, meeting the brightest minds in the world's most populous country as we search for the country's top entrepreneurs. Thousands applied, but only 28 companies have made the cut for a chance to win an investment of $1 million and a shot at changing the world. It's a journey packed with adventure, innovation, and unforgettable moments. Who will rise to the challenge? Who will be India's next great entrepreneur? Let the games begin. Hyderabad, what an incredible place. Right here at Draper Startup House, that spirit is in full display. Whole lot of possibility. You meet somebody in the hallway, grab a chai together, suddenly you're brainstorming the next billion-dollar idea. The entrepreneurs are the heroes of our society. We want you to think big, take chances. So welcome to Draper Startup House, Hyderabad.
$1 million investment.
$1 million investment.
$1 million will unlock the doors for the kind of scale that we are seeing for Immersify.
We'll be able to attract, the best talent potentially that's available to help us solve these hard problems.
So let's say if Tim decides to put in, let's say even $500,000, that completes my round of $1 million.
It'll take us to the next level where we'll be able to onboard hundreds of users, hundreds of production houses, in fact, not just users, but hundreds of production houses who use our product.
We can probably, use that strategic relationship to venture into, geographies like the US.
Working with him would give us the chance to make this technology truly global technology.
Hey, welcome everybody to Meet the Drapers. We are here in Hyderabad. So many great entrepreneurs, and we're gonna all meet 4 of them today. So really exciting, but we have something else special for you. On my right, we have Jaish Ranjan Draper.
Hi, Tim. Hello.
Very nice having you join the family.
Yes.
You have the eyebrows for it. Jaish.
Not as bushy as yours,
Jaish.
but I'll grow them.
Jaish is the IIT Principal Secretary here in Hyderabad. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
What do you think you'll look for in these entrepreneurs?
As a government, we are very, very keen to encourage people who are trying to solve some of the most pressing problems that people face across the world. And if someone gets this kind of a platform to showcase his product or a solution, which tomorrow becomes a world beater, nothing like it.
On my immediate left, we have one of the great trailblazing Indian entrepreneurs. She's a genetics expert. She started something called Map My Genome. She went to the original IIT, which was IIT where?
Kharagpur.
Kharagpur. In Kharagpur. She's very soft-spoken, but there's a lot going on here. She is also a poetry writer and apparently has a book of poems. So fun to have somebody with all sides of their brain working. We're lucky if we have like a very small part. And Anu, what do you think you're looking for?
So I think I'm looking for sustainable long-term businesses that can truly scale up and solve a real problem in the world.
And on my far left, we have Polly Draper, award-winning actress, producer, writer. She is a regular here on Meet the Drapers. And she was born a Draper, and there are very few of our judges who are actually born a Draper.
So he can't get rid of me
Most
no matter
of our
what.
Drapers are adopted. Okay, with that, let's bring on our first entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. And we're going to do this sort of eyebrow thing.
I'm Isaac Matthew John. My company's name is Ivory, and Ivory helps detect and arrest early cognitive decline. So I have seen how not having medication for a serious neurodegenerative condition, what it really does, to the latter end of your life. And it kind of just began as a project out of curiosity, wherein I just wanted to make something for people who are 45 or 50 years older and above. Because if you look at the world around us, it's almost designed for the 25 to 45-year-old. It's not a, like they say, no country for old men. Not too many digital products for retired folks. I think that was the first entry point into the space. And the deeper and deeper I got into it, I kind of loved the fact that this problem was very hard. I resonate with this problem because I've seen my father suffer through it, and if I can reduce that even to like 10% for the rest of the world, I know it would be a big impact on the world in general. My family, my friends were not surprised because my reason to start Ivory was a lot more personal than, let's say some of, the other startup reasons that I think everyone has their own reason, but it came from a very personal space in terms of why I wanted to do this. I think the biggest win has been like 12 months ago, I did not know what shape this startup would take. And today we have a clinical grade product which is being accepted in hospitals and diagnostic chains. People are picking it up on our website, getting their cognitive assessments done. And interestingly, we have identified, people who are at risk, and we immediately put them in touch with the right neurologist or the right specialist who needs to take care of their, sort of accelerated decline that they are going through. I'm so proud of that even if, let's say, Ivory were not to remain in existence for another day from tomorrow, I think, it was still like such a big net positive into the world. Of course, our plans are not that. Our plans are much more ambitious than that. But just the fact that, we've already impacted lives and, helped people take better care of their cognitive health is a huge positive, for me and my team. Hyderabad is, blessed with reasonably temperate weather through the year, except a couple of harsh summer months. So we are in the neighborhood of Gachibowli, and it's actually one of the buzziest startup neighborhoods, not just actually in Hyderabad or Andhra Pradesh, but in all of India. I would say this is among the top 3, places in India where startups come. They seek, strategic investment from various hubs and that are based out of here. And you'll find a lot of young people around. The second bit that I used to come to Hyderabad for is actually this gaming conference called IGDC, which is one of the world's largest gaming conferences that's held right here around the neighborhood again. And it just concluded last week. There's work, there is food, and of course, the city also has got a bunch of lakes around, which are great to run around for, an enthusiast like me who likes spending time outdoors. I think the format just felt a little different because we normally do this in closed rooms. We're also given a lot more time. So I think this is one thing which was incredibly different from every other pitch that I have done.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. If I were to ask you, judges, and everyone in the audience, if your attention, memory, focus is as good as it was 10 years ago, I know the answer is probably going to be no.
No, the answer is I forget the question. Can you repeat it?
There you go. This is Ivory's secret sauce. We help differentiate accelerated cognitive decline from normal aging patterns. I have particularly seen neurodegeneration in my family, and I have seen how having no medication, what's the quality of life that a person ends up leading. The intervention that we bring in is actually a multimodal intervention, and I'll take you to what that looks like. So this is how we do our assessment, which is a clinical grade FDA-registered assessment, and then we do a multimodal intervention, which includes cognitive training. It includes lifestyle intervention, social challenges, physical activities.
Isaac, see, this is a very serious issue.
That's
when
right.
you are claiming that you can arrest early stages of Alzheimer's or dementia, etc. It's a huge claim to make. So how much of science is behind this?
He felt like we were making a tall claim, as he called it, but that's fair on his part.
The assessment is a clinical grade FDA registered assessment. The multimodal interventions are based on 2015 Lancet study called the FINGER study. It was the Finnish geriatric intervention study, which took participants above the age of 55, a set of impaired people and a set of healthy people, and drove them through a 2-year intervention module. People who had used a multimodal intervention like Ivory experienced a 50 to 60% reduction in their risk of dementia. And that's what we are going after. We are essentially digitizing the FINGER study, which is about 8 to 10 years old. In India, this is happening at the Indian Institute of Science.
This study came in 2015.
2015,
So
yes.
why did it take so long for anyone to figure out that here is an easy solution to bring it?
Because science takes time to build. You want to run this trial over years. IISc started this trial 3 years ago, and now you will start seeing some of the first results coming through. We are partnering with IISc for some of those inputs to come in.
Terrific, Isaac. Thank you so much for being on Meet the Drapers. Good. I'll try to remember you when things come around.
I think it went okay. I mean, it was good to not receive any surprising question, but I think I got off the ground okay.
So what do you think of Isaac?
I think
But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Let's see your eyebrows. Ooh! Oh, you are definitely a draper.
My name is Vijay Khupchandani. I'm the founder and CEO of Seven. Seven is a fintech startup in the wearable payment space. I've been always following Apple as a company as my inspiration. The way they build their products, the marketing, brand building, right? So always fascinated with that, and always thought I should do something which involves some kind of a hardware play, because hardware also gives you defensibility in many cases. If you're able to get that IP right in the early days. I'm a 4th generation entrepreneur. Everybody in my family has been entrepreneurs, and this is my 3rd venture. Worked with Citibank initially for around 8 years, selling mortgages. People around me thought I was nuts because the Citibank gig used to pay very, very well. I was not a payroll employee, but I was more like a franchise arrangement with them, but it was a very high paying venture. So when I did this, of course, there was backlash in terms of the family thinking that, are you sure what you're doing? And I've been on my leap of faith for almost a decade now. And to some extent, initially it was a lot difficult, but I think now they understood that he's a crazy kind of passionate entrepreneur and trying to pursue. And now that when you see that you're able to generate revenue, there is validation around you, then they also feel that okay, we're in the right direction. But early days, like, it was very, very bad. We got early validation, and we got an investment from an angel network, which is very unheard of in India for a hardware startup back in the day. That was our first small win. The second win was when we got certified by MasterCard. That actually reinforced confidence in us that we can deliver a globally certifiable, globally accreditable kind of a product. So that was that. And then we also had filed a few patents in India. We won those patents, so that also further, reinforced the belief that yes, we are on the right path. And then there have been a few other small victories here and there where we have won government grants, in India, and we won a couple of innovation, hackathons, and challenges, along the journey. So yeah. Hyderabad, I think, is culturally known for the city of pearls. The infamous Kohinoor was actually first discovered in Hyderabad, which is a globally known jewel from India. And now, Hyderabad is being known for the next IT hub in India after Bangalore. So everybody from Amazon to Google, Microsoft to all the consulting firms you can find here. Hyderabad is like the fourth city, which is the most upcoming hub now for startups in India. Culturally speaking, it's known for very good Hyderabadi biryani, if you are aware. It's also known for Irani chai. A lot of young people coming in here to work in the IT hub, so you can make good friends, have a good time post-work. We're pretty used to doing pitches. We've kind of polished ourselves over time. We live in an era of speed and convenience where everything around us is just a tap away. And so is our payments today. There used to be a time when you used to have cards which used to swipe. Then they got evolved and we used to dip the cards. Then came along the tap cards. But guess what? Now you don't even need your card. You have payment variables sitting on your finger, which you can just simply tap on a POS machine. You heard the beep, withdraw your hand, up till $100. You don't need to put a PIN, your payment is done. We are targeting the passive smart ring market for, say price sensitive areas like India, where you cannot afford a $250 health ring. So our rings start from $18. We have a variant of $54. And then we also have a gold variant. We're talking about India, right? So 18 karat real gold ring, which will start from $400 because of the price of the metal, but it'll do payments, it'll do also transit ticketing, access control, keyless entry, and various other things based on NFC technology.
But there are others that do payments on a ring.
Yeah. There are globally. In India, they don't.
In India, you're the only one.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do it?
So my inspiration, Tim, was Apple Watch, actually. Ironically, it's a battery-powered device, but what it made me think is that what is the future, what is the possibilities, what are the other form factors we're looking at? And we cautiously decided to do passive so that it's not one more device you're charging, because people already have health watches for monitoring their health. They don't need one more device to be charged. And at the same time, it's a beautiful looking accessory. We can
So you don't need to charge this ring up?
No, it works on NFC technology.
Ever?
Never. It doesn't work on solar or motion. So it takes power from the electromagnetic field of the POS. So when you bring it in close proximity, it takes power quickly and shuts off. When you get to know about a product which doesn't require charging, looks aesthetically good so that you can wear it all day, it's waterproof. Of course, you love that aspect of it. So one of the things, Tim, worth noting is that, see, this is the place where you have to bring the machine close to, but we have a security feature.
Okay.
If you keep it like this, or if let's say I'm unaware, I'm talking to somebody brings my machine like this, it will not transmit. It's a security feature so that nobody can steal money from you like this.
How
So you have to create a fist and then align my knuckle on top of it so that it comes in that specific
that distance away,
Exactly.
and the whole circle
Exactly.
of the ring
It cannot
has to
work
be
here.
recognized.
It cannot work here, here, here. It will not work like you swap.
So
You want to give it a
shooting
shot?
Out. Yeah, I'd love to.
But
I hope it fits you.
I'll try it on a finger that probably.
No, I think the smaller one. Go for this one, this finger.
There, how about that?
When I press collect,
Okay.
you have a prompt on the screen. Just keep your hand that way. That's it. Done. And your payment is done.
And you know that's your ring. This ring has some sort of a signal on it that you need.
So there's a chip inside, and it has your data. And it doesn't contain your personal data. It's a card data that is stored on it, and it connects to a wallet.
So it's a credit card.
Yeah. No, it's a prepaid wallet that we give today in India. It's not connected to your bank account, doesn't connect to your credit card. We can offer tokenization, where you can connect your existing American Express or whatever card onto the ring, but we don't have recurring revenue in that case, so we're not doing it for now. For now, in a wallet, we earn money on, first of all, the markup on the ring. We have a 66% gross margin, and we make 1% on every transaction that you make. And plus, we will make 40 basis points or 40 paisa or 0.40% on every transit payment.
So the second she puts this ring on,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to hook it up to anything.
Nothing.
No, you
Well,
have
she
to
has
hook
to
it
send
UPI.
money to it. Vijay, thank you so much for coming on to Meet the
Yeah.
Drapers.
Thank you so much,
Great
Tim, for
job.
the opportunity.
Great job.
Thank you. We were well prepared, and thanks to the team for hand-holding, kind of trying to keep the pitch tight and crisp in terms of logistics, what to expect, what not to expect, and so on. So, yeah, thank you.
Polly, what do you think?
So do this. I think I'm always forgetting my credit cards. I'm always forgetting losing something. If I had the ring on,
And if you can link it to your credit
and link
card
it to my
instead
credit card, which is what I thought.
instead of the top-ups that they're always trying to do.
No, this was, I think it's great for the Indian market and any other market for that matter.
I'm sure if it is positioned well, it can become very popular because
before we do it, we've got to figure out what's going on behind the scenes. Actually, behind the scenes here is the T-Hub. Right behind the scenes.
I'm Rohit from Zodhya Technologies. At Zodhya, we develop different AI-based technologies to optimize energy for commercial buildings as well as industries. I came across this autobiography by Dr. ABJ Abdul Kalam. So he was our then president. He was also a rocket scientist earlier. And then when I read this autobiography, I think he was still the president of India then. So that fascinated me into rockets and into different technologies. So that was how it all started. Me and my co-founder Sharath, we were good at making different technologies, developing different technologies. But somewhere we felt like, can we use our skills to develop something that impacts our modern society in a positive way. There are drastic effects of climate change which are ongoing in the world currently, and no direct solutions as such. So there is not one solution which fixes the problem. But I thought like, can we do something about it with the skills we have got so that there is a long-term benefit to the overall environment. So that is how one of the thoughts that went into which attracted us to solve this problem of climate change. I think over a period of the last few decades that has gone out of bounds across different geographies, and it's high time that we have solutions not just to adapt to that ongoing climate change, but also to fix that. Right now we're working with 30 major corporations in India and outside India, in US, Japan, Singapore and Germany. What we have seen is a couple of similar things which our devices enable them to do. Working with Tim would help us give us that exposure, give us that scale of technology, what we are looking for, so that it shouldn't be, what we actually feel internally is it shouldn't be limited to certain geographies or certain set of buildings. So it should be applicable worldwide as well. So I think working with him would give us that chance to make this technology truly global technology.
Viewers. Usually I'm pretty easy to reach. I mean, there are only 300 million of you. I'm making it a lot easier for you to contact me. I have downloaded my brain into this digital twin, and you can scan this QR code, you can pitch me your idea, you can talk about your business, anything, and I'll answer it 24/7. Enjoy it, it's great. It's a new feature of Meet the Drapers and Draper TV. I think you're gonna have some fun.
I was born and brought up here. Hyderabad has got a rich history as well, so there are a lot of historical walks happening throughout the city. I think it's the way of life. It's kind of laid back. You can take it at your own pace. If you wanted to hustle, it's ready for that. If you want to relax, the city is again ready for that. There are all sorts of food out here which you can enjoy. But one thing I usually find very cool compared to other cities is the Irani chai or the Irani tea you get here. I think this part of the city has been bustling a lot in the last 10 to 15 years now. And you see a lot of companies, not just in India, but from outside India coming here, setting up their global capability centers or technology centers out of here. So there is a lot of innovation, intra-company innovation also happening in the same city and out of these buildings. So at the start, it was kind of nervous to get onto the stage. In terms of TV-based pitch, this was the first one. Businesses today, most of their operating expenses, about close to 30% of their operating expenses is on energy bills. And then there is a climate angle as well, because out of the buildings we operate out of and occupy out of, it's close to a quarter of global emissions are because of the energy that we are using. And then there is energy transition as well, right? You are adding solar, bringing in EVs, the energy demands are changing up. Not an easy job for any facility operator to take up this and then make it to the next level, right? We have two sets of products. So one set caters to the supply of the building. So let's say within the distribution system of the building. And then the other side of the product, which we call it as SaverX, caters to the usage aspect of it. It uses pre-trained AI/ML algorithms on the behind to look at how a given system can be optimized and then communicates to that specific equipment or that specific system, so that you have those optimizations happening during your usage or during the supply. So
what precisely do you monitor? Do you monitor the supply of energy? Is there some inefficiency in the wiring and cabling and all, or do you monitor the usage of energy and recommend whether it is above the norm or below the norm? I mean, what exactly do you monitor?
Both the products combined, so they cater right from supply, the moment the electricity enters your building to the moment the usage is happening. So everything that is in the form of electricity is being looked into. And then it looks at, when it comes to Soul, so what it looks into is what are all the inefficient hotspots in a given building in terms of electricity.
Now, there are a bunch of companies that do similar things, and they're spread out. There are lots of them, and they kind of end up being people intensive. A lot of consulting, a lot of hand-holding, not much leverage, so they don't get big enough. How are you going to get big?
Maybe I could have spoken more around like how the technology differs, what could have been better. This needs to be a product, so we can't be going in as a service and then scale it up. We don't just monitor like what's the energy consumption patterns. What our devices do is they also find out a solution for that problem. So let's say if it's happening in the supply or wiring systems, so usually we work with commercial buildings and industries. So there they usually have their technician team or their vendor. So who addresses, look, once the solution is found out, they are the ones to deploy that.
Well, Rohit, thank you so much for being on Meet the Drapers.
The judges understood our concept and the ease of integration with which we can go in with existing systems and then optimize the energy of buildings.
I just feel like we've seen companies that are like this before. And I guess I couldn't get out of him what made this one different.
I actually kind of agree with Polly, because there are many similar products. So for them to find a niche possibly will require some effort.
Anu, did you have any other thoughts on this guy?
I think, maybe we didn't really understand how the HVAC system, what he's doing specifically. So I think that's a niche if we can just focus on that device and see how to scale that up by using some other team. Because that's a part which is always slowing people down, right? The implementation.
Terrific. Okay, let's bring on our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm Malav Shah.
Hi, I'm Alap Sanghavi. We're both founders of Immersify.
I am coming from immersive tech background. This is essentially my third company. The previous two were into hologram technology and metaverse. And meanwhile, I have been a creative director. Academically, I did my computer engineering. So I have always been at the sweet spot of tech, media, and consumer market.
For me, it was I started my first company from my first year of university. Always been like I never wanted to work for anyone always wanted to start something of my own.
Growing up, I had a lot of health issues. I have been physically challenged guy. I had lost my vision as well. I'm partially blind. So I know the crux of living through and living the dream of what I have had imagined and realizing it and living it through within reality.
For us, one of the biggest aha moment was probably when we were ideating for Immersify. You're speaking to one of the filmmakers, probably 2 in the night, discussing. We had a long conversation with him, and at a point of time, he started talking to us about this. If this was something which I would have, it would have made a lot of sense to me. And on production day, so that would have saved this much money for me. And that was the aha moment, because that was exactly what we were building. So we were getting what users wanted. We were building it from, so like, without him knowing what we were building, he was telling us that this is what I need. That was the biggest aha moment we had when we started building Immersify. So for us, the way Tim views the world from a different perspective, different lens, the way he views tech in different perspective is something that would add a good value to what we are building as well.
So it's not just about Tim's input contextually to what we are building, but how he sees things evolving will also help us not just build our own company, but eventually what we will end up becoming.
Hyderabad is one of the fastest growing ecosystems here in India, one of the fastest growing startup ecosystems.
The foundation of a startup ecosystem in India had set up in Hyderabad and early days of startups.
Really nice infrastructure. You can see the buildings right there. You can see really good entrepreneurs coming out, government helping out with a lot of nice infrastructure for all kinds of companies. Culturally, love the food. Andhra food is amazing. The coconut rice is something which I love the most.
Lemon rice for me.
The people are really nice, very helpful, and you can see like the culture, the Muslim culture here is really nice as well.
It's thriving. I mean, if you want to experience nightlife, one of the best nightlives in India, Hyderabad is the go-to place.
This was a little different experience, sitting in front of the cameras. That was something which was new for us.
Hi everyone, we are founders of Immersify. We are building a creative suite designed to revolutionize the way media is produced. The biggest hurdle in media production is translating your creative vision from imagination to reality. Oftentimes, what you envision is not something what is produced. And aligning hundreds of people on set to that creative vision is really, really challenging. A typical 2-hour movie would take somewhere around 9 to 12 months for pre-production. But with Immersify, you can just get it done within a few weeks. Our creative suite is designed in a way to simplify and streamline the production process from start to end. The creative intelligence layer will just work on just one input, your script. Everything else is taken care of by the platform.
The initial first version we are solving for is short division and storyboarding. Essentially, we are targeting to solve the pre-production process as the first version and the first phase of it. We are adding our creative intelligence layer to that, which will learn the nuances of it by itself, and it will give you the intelligent recommendation of what is the best time to take the shot, what is the best angle and everything. And
so is the value of this the storyboarding, or is the value to this you're actually taking a script and making a movie?
I would say storyboarding is the stepping stone to it.
It sounds like a pre-production thing.
Exactly.
So it tells you what the cinematographer, what angles he should shoot from, what lenses he should use, that kind of thing, and what would it be what actors he should cast?
It's the software that is going to be evolved, not going to replace the cinematographers or any of the creatives.
Isn't more and more filmmaking now shifting to virtual production?
Storyboarding is like the core of any of the media production, and that is why we are solving that as the first step. Production is where you have the blueprint. Blueprint is the pre-production, and on the set you are translating that for a bigger screen.
So that is why we have picked the pre-production as the initial niche to solve for, add the intelligence layer to it, and then we can modularize it for even virtual production, for AI production that is coming in.
One of the ad films we worked with, they usually take 5 days to pre-produce one of their ads, a 1-minute ad. We did it within couple of hours from them.
Right now we are focusing on media production because that is like the burning problem. Even Shweta is noting down the shots to be added, so we'll help with Immersify. So it is majorly compatible with any of the media. First we are focusing on video, then a few of our users have been using it for comics as well.
The first draft will get you to 70% of it. Then the last 30% you can do it on the platform, but according to what you have envisioned.
To conclude,
Terrific. Malav, thanks so much for being on Meet the Drapers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think it was an amazing pitch.
Super amazing the way we synced as well, and I think every questions were answered. And not just that, the cherry on the cake was Polly Draper. I think she, coming from the background, set the context really well.
Polly, this is your field.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Could be the
Is the
filmmakers.
artist.
If they feel that this is great for me, then I guess that is
No,
what
I
it will
agree with
sell.
you that it runs into trouble when a person just relies on it completely and doesn't have an original thought about it. But if you already know what you're doing and you use this to take shortcuts, I don't see any reason not to do it.
So now is the most difficult part of our show. First, we got to bring out these entrepreneurs and we're going to have some Q&A with them, but then we have to decide which entrepreneur goes to the semifinals. But fortunately, whatever we say, it's going to come down to whatever the crystal ball says. So, and this may be a small crystal ball, but it's an incredibly powerful crystal ball. So we'll see how it goes. Let's bring these entrepreneurs back onto the stage. I'll ask them a few more questions and we'll go from there. Okay, let's start with Ivory. Isaac, tell me why you guys are going to be unique, why you're better than all the competition out there.
So today, the number one thing that we have is actually a clinical grade assessment. And immediately, the first thing that people say when they know that they are at medium risk is, what can I do? Unfortunately, no neurologist, neuropsychologist anywhere in the world today can tell them exactly, use this. That's what makes us unique, the fact that we have a clinical grade assessment that pulls them towards better health span outcomes. The combination of assessment and intervention, built off great science.
All right, 7. What I'm wondering is, have you gotten any uptake here in India? Tell me a little bit about your traction.
Sure. So in the last 1 year, Tim, we have kept it invite only. We've not done a public launch yet, and we've generated $167,000. Yeah, that's we have
so
revenue.
far.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah.
At
That
a
is across-
66% gross margin.
Yes, and that's 3,000 rings that we have sold. We have a waiting list of 35,000 for the Air model that I told you. So, I mean, we are not able to provide just because our manufacturing capability is less.
All right. Zodhya, tell me, how are you going to use AI in your system?
So
Because we actually think that's the only way you grow above whatever, $10 million in revenue.
Yeah. So we've been already using it. So that is where we have spent now close to 36 months to develop that AI, not just pertaining to a specific style of building, but it's been trained now close to 10,000 different buildings. So any building it is attached to, it can work seamlessly.
Terrific. Okay, and Immersify. So I didn't quite understand your answer to business model. How do you make money? Who pays you, and how do they pay you?
Production houses, ad agencies is who pays us. With film schools,
And they pay you on a subscription?
Yeah.
Or do they pay you by the movie, or do they pay you by the...
we are trying that out, to be very honest, but we have two approaches in mind: by the movie as well as something like Unity way, right? You pay per seat. So you get some access and then you will get capped over the usage. You will be able to generate these many storyboards, you will be able to simulate through these many shots only.
Terrific. Okay, now we have a very difficult decision to make. And you two out there, vote. Go to meetthedrapers.com, join Draper Nation, do all the cool things that we got going on. Is it going to be Ivory, which helps detect early Alzheimer's? Is it Seven, who is the Fintech startup with a ring? Is it Zodhya, the energy helper? Or is it Immersify, the software that helps you create movies? Okay, everybody, I need real power on the crystal ball here. Okay, do not forget that we are looking at energy. Is it a ring? Is it movie making? Thank you for that. Is it movie making? And the answer is Seven. Seven goes forward. And the other of you, do not lose heart, because they can go to meetthedrapers.com, they can vote, and they can vote you straight into the finale. Congratulations to all of you. I think you've all got great businesses going, and very exciting to see what you're doing. All right, congratulations.
I knew that semifinal is going to be, more challenging. It was a good feeling.
To anybody who's watching this, you should vote us back in for the final round, because earlier detection can help to meaningful intervention at the right time.
You should vote us on, because this is an important problem to solve. And if you feel it's the right kind of innovation our world needs, we need your vote.
Vote us back on, because if you have a dream, you can realize Immersify does it for you within few clicks and just a script.
See you next time on Meet the Drapers! All right! We're here at Sri Sri University. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world are coming out of this new university. Let's give it up for Sri Sri Rameshwar.
Seeing the smiling faces of the people is really inspiring for us, and we are happy with that.
If it blows up a mind, doesn't it blow itself up too? I mean, is that like a business model for you?